Easter Sunday. We're at St. Timothy's Tower Manor, city of Compton. Feeding our friends on the outside, King's Journey. Getting ready for a hot meal for the senior citizens at this facility. I'm here with Mr. Washington. He's the owner of this facility. Mr. Washington, give us a little background of you and your facility and how all this came about.
Okay, the facility was erected actually in 1971. One of the first senior independent complexes in the Compton region. From that point on, that it has been serving those who were 60 years and over, 62 years.
Okay.
And it's been a fine place for those who some have some physical disability.
Okay.
But for the most part, they're independent.
Okay.
The owner actually is not myself. It's Ron Chapman,
Okay.
who is the CEO and has given me pretty much a leeway in terms of the management and overseer of the tenants that are here, which I love.
Okay.
I'm a lover of seniors. I'm a senior myself, and I found through the past that we have been somewhat overlooked. To be
Right.
honest.
Right.
Correct, overlooked. And it's just a blessing to have Soul Sisters Catering coming in and other individual resources from the outside come in and caring for the patients here, both medically, for their well-being, and for their remainder of their life.
Right.
Some folks come here just to know that they're coming to leave to die.
Right. Okay.
We don't want that. We really want them to have a productive life until God does call them home, for the most part. So if I have given you some brief history of what we're all about, hopefully it's beneficial to those of you.
Yes, sir. And you know, King's Journey and feeding our friends on the outside, along with Sister Soul Food, this is something that we're very passionate about. And this is our, so far, second facility right now. And prior to King's Journey and feeding our friends on the outside, has anyone else within the city, outer city limits, ever came to your facility to show some love to the seniors that's here prior to us?
Yes, they have. There have been many others, particularly, I might say, from medical groups that come in to deal with the medical issues and insurance needs. They bring things in, not only from a health standpoint of view, what we need as tenants from that point, but also some of the politicians we have that come in that have food giveaways for us. Brother Bowers, Nathaniel Bowers, who's running for council of the 3rd District, and other areas and outside resources that come in. We are open and willing to accept all the help that we as seniors can receive.
All right, thank you, Mr. Washington. I don't want to hold up too much of your time, so we're just getting to, this is just for our archives of what we're doing and setting it up. So we're just going from starting in this city to go to all of our senior facilities to see, and because there's some that we have spoken to that has never had anyone from the city or anyone that act like they cared enough to do something like this for them.
Right.
And once again, I want to thank you, Mr. Washington, for your interview.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good morning. You on the 3rd floor? You're on the 3rd floor.
This interview is with Ms. Tamika Bardney, the COO of King's Journey. Tamika, give us a little background of you and King's Journey and how King's Journey started.
Thank you for having me. King's Journey actually started with my son, King. He was born with a lot of medical complications, and with that, it has been a journey. And throughout the years of his young life, do buddy walks in honor of Down Syndrome Awareness, another organization that we support solely 100%. And I always wanted to, do something within the community, and I said whatever it was going to be in honor of my son. So we've already started, King's Journey. So why not incorporate our name as well as trademark it? So we came with King's Journey, and King's Journey is a nonprofit organization serving the community, whether it's resources, housing, assisting with housing, assisting with job, employment, help, resumes, our youth as well. It's not just for adults. We have things for our youth that we're working on, programs, computer labs, homework help, tutoring. But our main focus is housing, and housing the different sectors that people are not wanting to house. We have veterans, we have foster youth that are homeless. We have foster youth that are just on the streets because shelters are filled up. We have people with disabilities their caregivers pass away, and then they have no one to care for them. We want facilities like that for people like them, so they can still feel at home without having to be somewhere away from strangers or feel isolated in some place. So we want to help them, to be able to have as much independence as they can with 24-hour assistance, at all of our facilities. So we're working with the community, we're working with different sponsors and different people to help us. It's a journey, and that's a journey that we're taking every day, step by step. I fund everything personally out of my own pocket, but things get rough. We in the pandemic, and I'm still doing the best that I can. And King's Journey will grow no matter what. So we do what we can to get our name out there. Hope that we'll have people to come and join us and help. Our goal. We can only do so much, but as long as we serve in the community, we can serve as one community at a time.
Like your collaboration with Feeding Our Friends on the Outside. So from what I gather, this is your third event with Feeding Our Friends on the Outside.
Yes.
So how is that?
It's been a wonderful experience. You'd be amazed at the people that appreciate it. You have a lot of homeless people out here, and you have a lot of organizations that give out a lot of food to these homeless people, but they have nowhere to cook this food at. You have food that you see out on the streets right with them. The food is rotting, going to waste, flies, adding more rodents to just their confined area where they're sleeping at. The people were so appreciative to have a hot meal because, like they say, we don't even have anywhere to cook the things that they give us. So when you come with a hot meal and you're able to provide them with a meal for the day or for a few days, they appreciate that. It's easier for them to warm something up to try and cook something with no cooking resources.
Right.
So, we do the best that we can, and we try to provide things that, they can eat, that they don't have to prepare. Like they say, they do get a lot of food, but they're unable to prepare because they're homeless, they're on the streets.
Correct.
A lot of them had barbecue grills and little pits, but those were all taken away from them. So when you have no resources, you don't have any place to cook. So them having a hot meal, they were appreciative.
Okay, Ms. Bartney, thank you and King's Journey for this interview, and good luck on your next endeavors.
Thank you. That was Tracy.
All right, everybody, I'm back with Ms. Darlene Young, the COO of Feeding Our Friends on the Outside, also the proprietor of Sister Soul Food. Ms. Darlene, give my listeners and people who will see this a little background of who you are, how Feeding Our Friends on the Outside started, and what is your goal?
Little background. I used to work for Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles for 16 years. And I went to work one day and said, I can't give you another day, and I quit.
Okay.
From there, I opened up 2 or 3 restaurants, but when my mom passed away and I had a place in Compton, I decided to shut my doors.
Okay.
But God has always been good to me because I started catering, and I haven't looked back since.
Okay.
Feeding Our Friends on the Outside came when one of my uncles, who is a sole proprietor for Faith Mortuary on Central Avenue, and he told me, he said, you need to come down here and look at this. And I was like, look at what? He said, just go through the little hole right there. under that canal on Central and Imperial, there is about anywhere from 100 to 150 people living in that canal with tents. They have set up barbecue pits, and they basically are eating down there in the canal.
Okay.
So we started doing something small for feeding our friends on the outside for 9 years. I fed out of my pocket.
Okay.
But I ran into a lady who told me, she said, well, you need a nonprofit. She said, I can get you one. So in 30 days, I had my nonprofit from the day I met this lady. So the thing of it is, I'm 3 years into my nonprofit. God has been good to me. It's like I'm lost for words because of the blessings that I'm getting.
All right.
You know, despite of all the downfalls I've been through, I know that God got me 100%. These hands, if these hands stop working, I'm gonna stop working.
Okay.
Because that's my pride and joy right there.
Right.
And I feel that a lot of people look over the less fortunate. They're not homeless, they're less fortunate.
Right.
Because we're one paycheck away from being where they are right now. So you have to have some kind of compassion in your heart to look out for someone else. I mean, it's been a journey for me.
Right.
And I love what I do. Thank you.
And speaking of journey, you have now collaborated with King's Journey. And how's that collaboration with King's Journey have been for you and feeding our friends on the outside?
The collaboration with King's Journey has been work. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's been work. Because a lot of people don't see that it's a pie. And everybody has a piece of the pie or a slice of the pie. And if you're taking on too many slices, you're gonna overwork yourself.
Right.
You know, and me, I'm a workaholic, so I don't mind doing whatever I have to do.
Okay. Thank you for this interview.
Thank you.
This is the chef who cooked the food. And as you guys can see, just even on this camera, even my camera said he was hungry.
Do you want me to just hand them out here, or do you want me to help you over here?
No, I need you to be right here on the
Okay.
table.
Okay,
I need you to take this marker,
okay.
and I'm gonna take you right to the mashed potatoes and put it on the thing.
Is there like a code in, mash, in, or rice, or?
Rice or mash?
How you do, sir?
How you doing, Carl? How you doing? Good. You got fresh? It's already in there. You got your,
You got to go back out this door here, Carl.
gotta go this way, Carl.
Hey, everybody, thank you.
You're welcome.
Make sure you give me rolls on this.
Mr. Washington, got any other staff here that may want a meal?
The security guard here.
Think you want a meal? Want some food? No, he don't want it. Come on.
Come on through. Just give me a name. What your room number? Okay.
Come on, come all the way through. Go to the back table. The food is there already prepared for you. Thank you.
No, we get this done without. Okay. Got another pan, but. I should have brought it down to school, but it's okay. I can scoop last if you want to.
Just put it in the bucket, okay. Gentlemen, Joe, what room we in? Number 206. 206.
306. Hello.
Thank you.
You're welcome, sir.
Thank you. Ma'am, ladies, ladies. Thank you. Thank you.
Your room number again, just give me a number. 801. And 812.
Yeah, 9 minutes, 8 minutes.
You're welcome. Your room number. Right there, baby. Here. Where the gentleman is over here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
This is your first rodeo. How you doing? How you doing?
Oh yes, wait a minute, Mr. Goldstein.
Thank you.
Did you put another tree on there? Why did you
You get the security guard?
He said he didn't want anything.
He just told me he did.
Oh, okay. I don't know what he's scared of. I wasn't finna bite him. He said, I said, hey, you want some food? Yeah, he taking it to him. I said, you want some food? He said, oh no, mom, no, no.
Granddaddy. Come on. Bedroom number.
Thank you, Big Daddy. You're welcome.
Go patronize.
Macaroni on that goddamn plate.
I'm doing like she said. She said one scoop.
Put them in that big scoop.
I'm sorry. About 15 plates and we gonna cut it off.
Yes, Sister Young, most of them are on our time frame that we so vividly gave.
Yeah, but they need to pump it up.
Well, you know, it's kind of hard to pump it up when you're at a senior citizen facility. Everybody not no Energizer bunny like her, huh?
Sit there with me.
What room? The number?
What?
Six 613. Okay, go get your 2 minutes.
Comida.
Every time. Okay, cut the line.
That was for the man down the walkway, but he wasn't there. You might remember her because she volunteered at our haunted. She always volunteered at our haunted house, and she brings a makeup artist from how.
How you doing, Andre?
Good. I'm about to sit up there. It's got a larger face. Yeah, but all these folks is moving slow, you're right. The water make them slip and fall real quick.
You just trying to throw one. I'm gonna look at my family and stuff.
Hello. Trace, you know Tamika because from the haunted house.
We're at the haunted house.
Yeah, all the time.
You know it's hard because everybody has masks on. I miss the haunted house. Are they gonna be on this year? They'll be on this year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Only if we have park staff this year.
Huh?
Only if we have park staff this year, we have a haunted house. They got rid of all of the staff.
But I thought parks were supposed to be open.
In what city? You live in
Supposed to
it.
be doing all kinds.
You live
of
in this
stuff.
city just like I live in this city. Just like he live in this city.
You live here too?
That's Mr. Tomas Carlos.
Oh my God. This place is crazy.
I played, as a matter of fact, I played Little League at that park.
Huh?
I played Little League at that park.
Oh, you did? And they closed it. Why are these so small?
It's just your hands.
Well, so what are we
He's taking them to folks.
with everything?
See, they can steal your damn joy up almost. That man lobbying for your ass. She stays in the secondary farm area.
Secondary farm area, what is that, across Atlantic?
No, in
Secondary-
Compton. We
secondary-
have 2 farm areas in Compton.
It is.
A lot of people don't know that.
There's the one on 131 and then 124.
That's county. 131st is county, not city.
Then the 124, that's county too.
That's county. She stays behind the college.
Oh, back over here.
That's farm area.
Oh, that's
A lot of people don't know that. There's horses and cows and goats over there.
So we got another comedy show on 30th.
backside. There's Tootie.
Yep.
I drove the other day, well, not like last year sometime.
Behind that, by the canal, all that's farm area.
Oh, and then it dumps you out on that AMPM.
Right. Off of Santa Fe.
Off the Santa Fe. Yeah. That's a nice little secluded
Mhm.
area.
I want to take you to you throw out some meat.
And when you go over there, everybody knows. It's like Mayberry over there.
Everybody knows.
Everybody know everybody. So don't even. Nobody should never think about going over there like you're gonna bother a car or a house, because the whole area come out. Hey, we don't know you. What are you doing?
Yeah, there's some nice houses on that side. Nice houses.
Alita used to stay over there. Alita stayed over there for many years before she sold her house.
Yeah, that's a nice little spot.
You know what your mom used to tell you about her food?
You got Tootie and then I think Fred Easter.
Yeah.
I already came up on that property.
And the only thing I dislike about Tootie yard is nasty. And she got nerves and audacity to point fingers at others. She got big rigs, boats, tractors, raggedy cart all over there. And they running the business. So I told her, I say, don't throw rocks when you're living in the glass house yourself.
She did an Easter thing today. Like
Yeah.
Easter gospel or
Right?
something.
Is it for hot ladies?
Watch the water, watch the water.
Watch the drip. Somebody gonna slip.
Yeah, you did. You know it.
Our next one of these we getting ready to do will be right there on Rosecrans and Central at E. Boyd. I think it's called E. Boyd Manor or something like that.
Oh yeah, right next to the behind CBS.
Well, no, it's actually right next door to that grocery store.
Yeah.
Yeah, and in between the grocery store and the bus place, the Metro place. We try to do it every 3 to 4 months. The last one we did was Valentine's Day, and that was at the Metro. Well, before we do E. Boyd, we're going to do another homeless thing. Because my first one that we did for the homeless, we anticipated on 100, but we fed 285. Plus, we gave them toiletries, as in toothbrush, toothpaste, deodorant, liquid soap, and we gave the women the sanitary napkins and things like that. So, because there was a lot of young women that's on the streets that don't have access to sanitary napkins. And then, like one of the ladies that volunteered with us gave them like the feminine body wash.
Come on.
Have a napkin, please. Thank you kindly. Okay, one of these.
So that's what I always tell her when we do something. Let's anticipate more than what we should have.
17.
So I'm glad we had about 300 meals. There's a lot right next to that pallet yard that burned the other day. There's a vacant lot right there on the corner of Alameda and Rosecrans. I've been trying to get
We were talking about that. So,
to put the tiny homes there.
so I was gonna ask you, is that the lot that got burned up?
No, right next to it.
Next to it.
Mhm. if they can allow me to put temporary tiny homes there, we got access and a little funding to put at least 30, and they 1 bedrooms, and that place have a working sewer line and it has working plumbing. Because all we had to do is just pay a contractor to hook all of the plumbing up and all the electricity. Because she works for Edison. So getting Edison to come in and do it for a song and a dance.
Here's the thing. Once you have like, my thing is, solar panels.
Yeah, we can do solar panels there. You're right. That is true.
I'm telling you. So that we see all these solar panels at schools, right? Why don't we have solar panels in the park?
Right.
Did I mention that to you before?
Yeah. No. But that is a great idea to put the solar panels at the park.
So I talked to Marvin Hunt because I was in Parks Commission. I said, Marvin, why don't we have lighting? Because we're talking about lighting, what lighting does, public safety type. I said, so why don't we have solar panels at a park, at parks? You got the parking structure, cover it, do the same thing you're doing somewhere else.
Right.
And all these parks would be lit.
We got solar panels at the community center, but the city don't utilize it. And if they do, they're not telling us the citizens, that they're not being charged for that. The facility we done, the senior citizen facility across the street from there,
Oh, yeah.
they got solar panels on that whole roof. But the seniors are still being charged light bills.
No. See,
Figure that one out.
that's
Figure that one out.
yeah.
And that whole building full of solar panels.
I knew there was, this was the original ones on from Rosecrans and, Alondra and 710 Freeway.
Okay.
Because that one got some awards and ran, when green started coming, that facility got like a green award.
Okay.
But I am.
You're right. All of our parks should have solar panels. And the
It goes
city,
back to the city.
and because I don't have to tell you, but when you put solar panels in, your meter goes backwards. So and if we got a big enough storage, right, and we can actually get paid for medicine, or they can buy it from us.
That's what I'm saying. Yes.
So we can actually be making
We
money.
should be making money. Yes. Yeah, of course. And why don't we do it?
Are we doing rice or are we doing mashed?
Because
No, we doing rice.
your idea is not their idea.
Right.
If they came up with it first, it'll be
like,
done.
Thank you, dear.
See? That's it.
That's because you put me on the spot.
There's no reason why we shouldn't have.
So it was a negative experience. I
There's no
believe
way
you on that
these parks
rice.
should be
That's what I
dark.
do
Right.
believe in.
No park should be dark. Every park has a parking lot.
And that way, when we have solar panels, you can put brand new lighting throughout the whole park
That's my
on a timer.
That's my point. You boom, you lit it.
No, you acting like you fixing plates.
So because let's say Wilson Park, in order for the lights to come on Wilson Park, you got to go through the gate, you got to turn them on,
See, you
and then if you don't turn them off, they stay on all night.
First I parked by the school, and then when I walked back, there was a spot. I had to rush to go back.
So, talking about that. So you have all the camera systems on one grid. The sensor goes off and tells you, we all gotta have that little bit of,
I mean, well, you're right. And I just, that is right. With all this, with solar panels, we should be making money hand over
I'm
fist.
telling you, yes. And so all these cameras at every major intersection should be working. So as soon as you go offline, it'll tell you this camera's offline.
Right.
If there's a hot spot, let's say that there's a hot spot, some activity. Take these portable cameras and put it there. Boom.
Right.
Solar power, everything.
Excuse me.
One for one.
So once, yes, ma'am.
Not only that, it should be at all of our facilities. Why City Hall don't have it?
How could you not? How could you not?
Why don't you put them on the sheriff's department? Now we don't have to pay their light bill no more.
Why? So who owns that sheriff thing?
We do.
So shouldn't they be paying the rent for that?
Yes.
Do they?
No.
See, they were talking about the sheriff department out there. Wait a minute. If I'm a contractor, you're hired. Am I supposed to bring my own? Am I supposed to bring my own tool, or are you going to provide me with the tool? No, you bring your own tool.
It's called tentative improvement, meaning the tenant do all the improvements.
And I'm talking about like your system,
Right.
all your system, whatever you bring in your system.
We pay for new cars, we pay for updated equipment, but then they don't pay for new cars or get equipment for the city employees. Not only that, the parking enforcement in the county part of Compton, we pay part of their salary. Why? They don't service our city.
So back to this portable camera thing. There's a hot spot, you put the camera there. Boom. Once it cool down, you move it, you move somewhere else.
Right.
But there's set cameras like major intersections.
Right.
Every major intersection you have one.
Like we have now.
Like we have what?
Like we have now. We have set cameras at every major intersection. They don't.
That's my point.
Remember the last time there was service? Exactly.
See, so 15 years ago, whenever it was, I kept saying, I said, you guys, you're doing stuff like that. You should not. So here's the other thing. When Target came in, the citizens were told that the Target was bringing in their top-of-the-line surveillance system that was better than NASA. And then they had their own, everything, surveillance. They had it hooked up to somewhere and they could see it all. So that was supposed to bring insurance to the
Right.
stuff like that, just stuff like that. And here's the thing. We didn't pay hundreds of thousands. We paid millions of dollars for this camera system. Millions.
But what council person in any 4 districts or the person that sits in the middle seat have fought and say, I need the cameras in my councilmatic district to be working? None.
Anybody in the entertainment? Oh yeah.
None.
They're not.
But they bitching and moaning about the wrong stuff and not the right stuff. These are the things that the people looking for, what the people need. Case in point, the cameras that's in the parks was installed by an ex-employee of IT.
Okay.
When he got disgruntled and he got on and started smoking that stuff, he had the password code to all the cameras. Do you know that none of the cameras in the park work?
See, I didn't know. I knew that they weren't working because somebody got shot at McDonald's.
Yeah.
And, but I didn't know they weren't working because somebody else.
How we got cameras, how that system got started from the beginning, when a young man got killed at Baron McDonald, Miss Arsenal fought for that. They kept telling her no, they kept telling her, she said, yes, we're going to get it one way or another. So they put in some cameras, those didn't work. So IT's the guy said, hey, I know how to install cameras. When he got some little cameras from Home Depot or something like that, he installed it. He had access to everything. He gave the city and the staff, access. But when he decided he no longer wanted to work for the city, and he said the city owed him money, and they didn't, and because he was on that stuff, he wiped everything out. Now we got cameras there, but none of them work. The parks at Burrell McDonald, the cameras at Burrell McDonald haven't worked in 3 years.
Here's my thing. We should have a center. Cameras throughout the whole city. Wherever it is.
We tried doing that.
And what happened?
They told us no. Because in our station, we was going to set it up, and the sheriff department was going to have access. When we had access to the cameras in City Hall and the cameras on the poles, the sheriff department told us, no. We don't want municipal law to have it because when we're looking for something, right, exactly. So now, when you ask the sheriff what's going on, we didn't have the camera system on.
We will turn it off when you turn yours on.
Right.
And you show us that you're turning it on. That's what we're doing. Because if something happens and that's neglect on your part, now I can sue you.
Or when they turn theirs on, ours is off.
Right.
And if they don't want to watch it, we turn ours on, and then now if something happened and we don't catch it, okay, it's the city's fault.
Be a backup.
Right.
We're a backup from the city. We have our own backup. You know what the city needs to have its own tape.
I like her.
Right.
That's it. You can have yours and the city will have theirs. Just call it a backup.
That she better get ready. She wants some more stuff to cut up.
Look at the
You know what? I made.
look at the cameras in the parking structure at the facility, at the community center. You know what they feed to?
Yeah.
They feed to the transit center. You know who's in the transit center? Nobody.
Not one case. We talking about 78 cases. Okay, you don't have it right now. Okay, I
Okay, where's people at? He got 9 floors. He got 9 floors.
They come, they wait. You need to go up.
I don't know. I think he's supposed to be calling. He took a lot of it.
You're right. Didn't I tell you that? Yeah, but it's not.
We do. We still got food in there. He told us 130 plus the staff. What's the staff at? Staff ain't even here.
But you know what? I appreciate
Well, 138 plus the staff.
white people are like, this is great. This is like black folks are like,
This facility here, he said just over the last year have started allowing young people. I said, that's going to tell your senior citizen facility. Yeah, this is for seniors. 60 plus. Not 52? Not even 55. I'm 55 and I still can't move.
I look out for people for everything.
It's a nice
We work it out so that,
Too many support poles in the middle. And they're real close to each other, yeah. I want these pylons put in the ground to hold up for this.
You gotta see what's on top of this, like directly on top of this. So I guarantee you this will go all over.
You don't think so? So you think it's only structure for the bottom level?
And go down.
Yeah, that's what speaking I've been trying to do for the longest. Is get the city to allow us to put those tiny houses there. And
I told you, maybe I didn't mention this, maybe I did, about, I think I had just gotten married, probably about 8 years ago. I did a fire station in El Segundo, and the contractor and the architect were working on this tiny home idea, about 8 years ago. They asked me, would I be part of their pilot program? I said, yeah. But they said, well, can you donate material? I said, what exactly can you? He said, well, we need some plywood. We just want to build a model. I said, cool. He says, can you get somebody else to help us? I said, yeah. So I called one of my buddies, GC. I said, hey, I need some steel studs. I need some stuff. And then can you guys help us? He said, yeah. They put the display up on they put the displays up on a Friday, a weekend. And they had people come in and they did the whole presentation type thing. And it took off. It took off. Now that we're doing it all up north in Hollywood.
You see what?
Yeah.
You see what Torrance
Remember I
does?
tell you, Hollywood,
So,
that's the
so
first
that
one.
kind of program was from us.
I've been trying to do that for the longest.
So then from there, they said, would you want to be a part of another kind of program? And so let me know what you're trying to do. He said, well, we started with the tiny home. They said, no, scratch that. We're going to do RVs. So they somebody got some money. And they put the mobile home. A small RV, so they were doing it up in South Central somewhere. Garcetti got involved and he was
You know why? A lot of them mobile homes got donated by Edison.
See?
Because we were sleeping in them to the fires.
See? So that's how they got this in.
And they just donated 6,000 laptops to LA Unified. I'm like, this is not only LA Unified, but other school districts.
Compton Unified kids need laptops. How come our kids can't get brand new laptops? Or fast internet connection right now?
Then tell me why can't we have, especially as they get in, why can't we have live Wi-Fi like at all public areas, like the parks? Like,
We can.
Well, no, let me take that back. Why don't we have it?
Because you have nobody that's in elected political position that's fighting for that, that's lobbying for that, that's sitting down talking to these people for that.
That's the stuff. That's just everywhere. Everywhere. You know. So let me go back to the tiny home. So there was the trailer thing, right? The mobile. So I didn't know, but then we did that scratch. We're trying to come up with a second design. So the third option was to do steel containers, and they were everywhere.
And look, I got the information for the steel container and the other little guy with us. Come on. I be recording the whole segment just so I can have that information. Like, let me see.
So there's a company, there's a company in my mom, they were selling the containers 1,500. The contractor came in and said, put a number together. So he could do the whole electrical thing, the panel, everything, air conditioner, about 7,000. So you're looking at a whole steel structure, 10. Done, 10. All the pipes and everything, 10. Somebody ran with the idea, and then they started shipping these containers. First they were shipping the containers to third world countries like Brazil, El Salvador. And then they realized that they had these containers in their yard because the ship would come back and leave them there, and nobody would come pick them up. So instead of shipping, then they started doing their own. So they have these communities based on this steel structure. So I mean, it can be done. It's just, when you get egos involved and they're looking for the money, then you lose the whole
concept, the whole purpose.
You don't bless it. It's not gonna happen. It doesn't work that way. You think you're doing it right. That's it.
Because they so hooked up on Big Me and Little U down there, and Little U should know more than or just as much as Big Me knows.
That's part of the transparency. So as a resident, that's part of it. That's right.
Right, exactly.
Like I know what we do in other communities. I know that we're paying 7 3/4 all across, all of the internet. Everybody's 7 3/4, 7 3/4. And then $1 for those warehouses, taxes, all this shit. We're getting 10 1/4. It should have been 9.5, and then we got sold on that measure P. And then when they came to me, would you help? Yes, this makes sense. Because I was doing the math, and that one sentence at the end, $40,000, if you get $40,000 a year, which is the average, you're not going to spend $40,000 a year, right? Because you need that money. So let's just say $20,000. 10. A penny is costing you how much? $200. So I'm like, it's good for the return that you're going to get. Good. But they didn't tell me the other part. The county's going to come after me, and the county's going to get their share.